Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? Come on now.
Alright, good evening. This is Roy again. I'm out here with the Challenger. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I got some rivets I got to drill out. I went and got myself some new drill bits because I seem to go through them pretty quick. Anyways, I got the skin, the top of the wing skinned on the first wing that we were talking about yesterday. And today I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. We got to get this aileron off. I got the first part off right there. You can probably see it moving a little bit. And then my drill bit messed up, so we're going to get this one and this one and this one off, and maybe even take this wing tip off right here. We'll get it off, and then we're going to flip this thing over and get the underside of it cleared off as well. And then we'll start on this one. I'm trying to make some room because I got to put the fuselage back in here. It's outside the garage right now, and it's kind of cruddy outside, so I'm going to get it back in here and get it back out of the weather. And but as of right now, we're going to get this done. So just stay with me a little bit, and we'll work on this. All right, got my handy dandy DeWalt drill here. We're gonna go over here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. And we'll find this rivet there, and I just kind of drill them out. Get crazy with it, and then that's what happens is they strip out. Yeah, there you go. Let's try a different approach. Hey, look at that. That worked. All right, next. I think I may have to get a bigger drill bit. We already got that one spinning. Yeah, we got that one out. Gone. And that one's out. Cool. All right, drill. Feel like Sarah Palin over here. Right. I hate this. I don't know if you can see that. Those damn rivets get on my drill. Alright. There's the aileron. Now that's out of the way. We'll set it to the side, and we'll work on it later too. Alright. So here's what we got. Just kind of dirty and filthy and stuff. I'm going to start drilling these rivets out here holding the wing tips on. See if I can get at least these top ones out, and then we'll fold this wing over and get the belly side of it, start stripping it off. One of the things that's started this, which initially was just with my tri-pacer that I had, P7 Pop. Right? My channel was originally called Alaska Tri-Pacer, but yeah, I sold that plane. It was a great plane. That's the plane I ended up getting my ticket with, and so there was an attachment to it, but it you know, it was a tri-pacer. There's nothing wrong with a tri-pacer, don't get me wrong, but I have a wife and kid, and being in Alaska, the weather gets kind of unpredictable. which I know it's unpredictable everywhere, but it's really unpredictable up here. And coming home from Homer one time, we run into some pretty heavy winds. And the tri-pacer, I guess because it's just so short coupled, and you really have to work to keep that thing coordinated during flight. But anyways, the strong winds was throwing us all over the place, and my wife said that she would never fly in that thing again. And that was the whole point initially of me getting a license. One, I enjoyed the heck out of flying, and two, so we could get out as a family and enjoy this place up here while we had the chance. Because I don't know that we're going to be able to stay here forever. I'm getting close to my retirement, and man, is it expensive to live up here. But anyways, going back to my original point, the whole purpose was to show that. And of course, I bought the Challenger and I bought the Merlin. They were both, I guess, projects, because I wanted to fly so bad, you know. I was just trying to find something that I could get myself into. I ended up, I did a lot of research online. I was watching videos like crazy, and these little Challengers, they just kept popping up, man. I was like, man, that must be a really good little airplane. And I looked and looked and looked. I couldn't find one anywhere up here. And I finally found one, and it was essentially just junk. It was flyable, according to the owner, I don't know. But then I ran across this little guy here. And the other Challenger I was looking at, by the way, was, in my opinion, overpriced significantly. I found this one here that the old man had. Family was trying to get rid of the tri-pacer because he was so old that he couldn't fly no more. And he knew that. He didn't like the idea of it, which I probably wouldn't have either. But he was, 90 something years old. He couldn't fly no more. And the family was selling it, and picked it up for what I thought was a reasonable price, which it was a reasonable price. But it needed work more than I knew, obviously based off of what I told you earlier. I don't know if this has got to stay on there or not. But anyways, that's how we ended up with the Challenger 2. And of course, you got the story already. If you watched my earlier video about how this thing scared the bejesus out of me. So, which gets us here to this point where we're gonna fix it up a little bit. I'm gonna go through it and make sure. Yesterday when I was talking about rebuilding the airplane, so essentially what that means for me is I'm gonna recover this plane, and I'm gonna replace all my cables, check my hinges. I'm going to add and replace as needed. Basically do a IRAN on the entire plane. I'll show you here. So when I initially bought the plane, it had this engine here was on the aircraft. This is the one, when I said yesterday, I brought it home and I started it right up. That's the engine that was on that plane. I don't know how many hours is on that engine, but it busted right off. It's a Provision 8 engine, but it's only got the single plugs per cylinder, whereas the other one had the dual plugs. And of course, I knew it was in better shape than this one here was, or at least I think I know. And so I put the other engine on there. I cleaned it up. I'm going to keep this engine, so I'll have a second engine. Yep, so here's the underbelly. I went ahead and flipped the wing over. I just love that paint job. I don't know if I want to keep it though. It would be handy if I get it, because then I wouldn't have to buy new seats. So, or either that or come up with something else. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start stripping this one off. And maybe bring you along for the ride a little bit. I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me strip fabric off of a wing all day. I wouldn't want to. But anyways, here we go. We got that. We'll strip it off here. Here. Let's see what we got. So we got that pretty much stripped. This is the fabric I just took off. Like I said, I'm going to hold on to this for the pattern, the paint pattern. Because I'm not sure that we may not keep this paint pattern. And it would, if I did it myself, it wouldn't come out right. But anyways, I'm going to stick this up here with the other part. And I'm going to start drilling rivets to get this wingtip off over here. So stick with me. I think, because I'm not seeing any markings on this fabric, this is most likely just a uncertified light fabric, I believe. But I have got some other fabric that I may actually use. I'll show it to you in just a second. One right here. Cleaning up to do. Yeah, so let me show you what I'm thinking about using here. So when I had the tri-pacer, I went to an auction. There was a estate auction, and the guy that had passed away had a bunch of miscellaneous Piper stuff. I bought, I don't even remember, I think it was the back seat. I was trying to get the back seat. But in order to buy the back seat, I had to buy a bunch of other crap. So one of the things I ended up getting was a bunch of fabric. And it's actually come in very handy. This is polyfiber. P110, it says 2.4 ounce on it. I got like 3 or 4 rolls of that. And anyways, my plan is to just use that fabric on this plane. I don't see any purpose of purchasing anything else when I got all that laying around here. But if anybody's got any insights, let me know. Because like I said, this is a learning channel. This is a affordable aviation channel, not a let's see how much money we can spend on this thing channel. Boom. It's their fiberglass droop tips. Let me show you this crack. I was trying to show this to you yesterday on the first video. So yeah, I had mentioned a crack on the droop tips on the first video. Finally got them off. So there's the crack that was on the bottom of them. And this is how they tried to repair it. It looks like some paper and I don't know, some of the expanding glue or something. I don't know. I guess if you know, you're a good fiberglass guy, you might be able to put those back together, but I'm not worried about them. So I'll hang on to them a bit. If anybody might have some interest in them, let me know. I don't think you will though, because by the time you pay for shipping from where we're at, it's probably not gonna be worth it. But anyways, I'll leave them over here for a bit. All right, good morning, this is Roy again. So we got the first wing cleaned off. It's been a couple of days since I've been in the shop. I had to go to work, unfortunately. But anyways, about to get on this second wing here. I'm not gonna bore you with me stripping it down. That's my heater. And yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this, and then we'll move forward from there. All right, yep. So now we're starting on wing number 2. Same process. We're gonna take the aileron off, strip the wing down. Stand by. Yeah, so I just realized that there's another individual in the shop here that I haven't introduced anybody to. So without further ado, y'all can say hello to Freckles. Freckles is a good boy. Ain't that right, Freckles? He likes to hang out in the shop with me and work on airplanes. That's Freckles. Look here, Freckle. Hey, you good boy. Daggone right, I'm a good boy. Anyways, that's Freckles. Thought I'd throw him out there and let y'all say hi to Freckles. Freckles, you'll probably see more of Freckles in some of the videos coming up. We got both wings uncovered now. And now we have to make some decisions, right? So I'm going to take you around. We'll look at the fuselage a little bit better. And one of the things I'm thinking about is, do I really need to cover the fuselage? So here are my concerns. Is one, the fuselage looks good to me. The dorsal fin, let me go over here. I'll just walk you through it and show you what I'm talking about over here. So here's your fuselage. Is actually looks like it's in pretty dead-gone good shape. The this little section here, right here, is what I'm referring to when I say dorsal. On the other side, it has a little section right there that's trying to peel off. Yeah, which is no big deal. And that section I can actually bolt off, and that'll be an easy recover. So the decision I'm trying to make is, do I want to recover the whole fuselage or just stick with the wings and tail feathers? Because I really don't want to do a whole lot as far as the paint scheme change. I don't know if I'm going to probably stay with the stars and stuff. I don't know. But we got the red and the white. I kind of like the red and the white. And if I change my colors, then I'm going to have to change my seats, and I really don't want to spend a bunch of extra money on this thing. So the biggest thing I'm really wanting to do is, one, I want to get in there and check all my cables, make sure all my connections are good and safe. And two, I want to do the rewire on this thing again. And like I said, this time I'm actually going to use aircraft wire. The wiring harness, I purchased a wiring harness from the factory that you have to put together yourself. And I don't know if it was actual aircraft wire or not. It's not the white wire. It was a 4 or 5 conductor wire in a gray sleeve. So I don't know. Either way, I screwed it up. It was nobody's fault but my own. And so I want to redo that. And like I said, these wires on this engine, there were no labels on them. So I was making educated guesses on which one was what. Kind of got that down now. So my options are to completely strip down this whole fuselage and recover the whole thing, which is, I really don't want to do, but if we need to, we need to. And or the other is to leave the fuselage itself intact, pull the landing gear and have it refinished, put new bungees on, reinforce the bar there, and essentially just we'll, sand it down a little bit. We'll freshen up the paint when we paint our wings and everything. and just basically make it look new again. Okay, so, and of course I'll pull the engine off. Once I pull this engine off and I take these panels off back here, everything's going to be exposed. So the wiring is not going to be a huge problem. Like the last time I wired it, I tried to do it with the engine on, which was a mistake. But again, I didn't know which wires went to where, and we were kind of learning as we go. But anyways, that's my option. So one of the things I'm concerned about is what we found on this wing here. Let's see, I think it's on the other side over here. So yeah, what we found on this wing, and again, I don't know how much of an issue this is. It doesn't look like it's weakened anything. Everything looks pretty stout, but obviously there was some moisture got in here. Let y'all see that. And this right here, this is still some fabric on there. And right there, y'all can see that as fabric, but there's quite a bit of white there. Anyways, you guys can, hopefully you guys can chime in on some of that. Let me know, do I need to replace the leading and trailing edge spars? I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So yeah, my other wing was fine. I didn't see any of that on that wing. For some reason, I've seen it on this one. And to me, one of the odd things is where the aileron is riveted into the wing, I didn't see any corrosion. The corrosion I saw was on the leading edge. And I wouldn't have thought that there would have been water to get into that part, but it did. Some moisture or something. Otherwise, everything else is in pretty good shape. So, yeah, I would appreciate maybe you guys giving me a little bit of advice and chiming in on some of this. I'm pretty happy with the paint job that was on this plane. I'm hoping I can duplicate it myself. I'm going to get, this time, I think I'm going to go with Superflight paint. I've seen somebody else use the Superflight, and I really like the finish that it gives and how easy it is to apply. So, you know, it's essentially a couple coats and you're done. Versus, you know, some of the other systems where you're painting for 3 weeks, you know, I don't want to have to deal with that. Anyways, so yeah, again, this is the fuselage. The inside of the fuselage is, it's okay. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. Maybe if we do keep everything together, when I paint the fuselage, I may throw some legit aircraft paint on the interior to paint all this stuff with paint that's not just going to chip off. It's kind of like the high quality spray paint that I was using before. And but yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Clean everything up, put new bungees on the gear. I'm okay with the panel. I don't really want to get crazy with that. I may change my switch panel out from the top. I may incorporate it into that panel. I may make some panels right here for switches. What I'm thinking about doing is putting maybe some fiberglass panel right here and maybe one over there where I could throw some switches for the lights and get it out away from here. I don't, as bad as I hate to say it, because I fiddled with this damn switch panel for I don't know how long, trying to figure out how to get everything wired up correctly. Again, electricity is my weak point. And once I finally got it figured out and got it put it on there, and I flew the plane, and I'm like, this thing kind of sucks. So that's going to get changed out. I'm thinking I may go with the fiberglass. I'm experimenting with fiberglass right now on my other aircraft, the Merlin GT that I'm working on, building some wing fairings, you know, between the wing and the fuselage. I tried shaping metal a little bit, and I'm not very good at that. I don't have the right tools. So I think what I'm going to do is the fairing that goes around the leading edge of the wing and the fuselage there, I am just going to shape some fiberglass. I actually have a bunch of fiberglass that I bought from the auction that I got my fabric from. a bunch of fiberglass cloth, they call it. So went by the store, O'Reilly's, and got some resin. And I went over to the airport today and taped up one side and got it kind of set up to where I can lay the fiberglass on it. I got to find something to put between the tape and the fiberglass, and a release agent. But weather's not getting very good out there right now. It's got a little cold and breezy. It looks like we may have some rain or snow coming in. But anyways, and I ran out of tape, so I'm gonna have to go get some more tape. And right now it is almost 2:30, which means I gotta go get my son from school. So work day is probably over for me today. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to throw this video together, and maybe you guys can give me some advice. Throw some comments in there. Hey, like the page or whatever, or don't. It's up to you. I'm gonna continue throwing this content out here. The more people that get involved with aviation, and especially experimental aviation, I think the better off we're all gonna be. Airplanes are not getting cheaper. In fact, I think they're getting a little bit out of control myself. And the more the industry comes together and works together, and we learn how to build together, then I think we're going to be a stronger community. So reach out, like the channel, subscribe if you want, and if you got comments, good, bad, or indifferent, throw them on the page, and maybe we can have some conversations or whatever, and learn from each other at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, it's all about friendship, camaraderie, and making a difference, and everybody, getting into aviation and having a good time. So with that said, I'm going to end this episode, and I'm going to wait for some of your guys' comments to come back. In the meantime, there will probably be a video coming out on the Merlin GT pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that. All right, have a good day, and I'll be signing off here in Alaska with Affordable Aviation. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home?